thank you very much for being here and for taking the time out of your probably very busy day to answer a few questions. So my name is Daniela Pedro. I'm here on behalf of the communications and management team of the 10 Connect projects. I don't know if you're familiar with the project. Have you participated on last week's events?
Yes, I did. We were two people who were participating last week. This event was in Riga, actually. So we were in it like in a few of these occasions. So we know what this project is about. We do understand it now better because at the start this whole information was given to us quite in a late way. So we were like very how to say it. We were not prepared, but now I guess we do understand what this is all about.
Okay, good. So the 10 Connect is just a quick overview. It's an interregional cooperation project that's focused on maximizing the benefits of the Trans-European Transport Network, so the 10T. It involves various regions from Europe, and Latvia is one of the participating countries. Particularly through Riga Planning Region, which is one of the partners that promotes the project. And it was also the first partner, so the project started this year, and Riga Planning Region was the first partner responsible for implementing an exchange of experience event. So that was the event that happened last week, and it's a cooperative event that aims for all partners to come and see good practices, gather some knowledge, insights, some lessons learned from the participating regions. So attached to these events, we're going to have these interviews with local stakeholders. And the idea is for other institutions that are relevant locally for these regions to also come and share a bit of their thoughts, their opinions, and talk a little bit about the main project themes, which is the 10T network, but also mobility in general, and connection between regions, and particularly focusing on the connection between big urban areas that are usually more developed and have usually a more consolidated transport system, and their connection with peri-urban or rural areas and regions that are sort of around this urban metropole. We wanted to sort of gather a kind of a round table of stakeholders, because we also had interviews with the Kekava municipality and with the Riga municipality. So we wanted to join everybody, but it was very hard to match agendas.
Of course.
So we did interview stakeholders from Riga yesterday, and this morning before yours, we did talk with the Kekava municipality as well. So I already have a few sort of insights on plans for the future and all of that these regions are thinking about and are designing. But I also want to hear what's planned for Marupe. Am I saying this correctly?
Yes, almost.
Marupe. Okay. Marupe. Okay.
Marupe. With an A, with the elongated A. It's
okay, like so Marupe. Okay.
Marupe. Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
So I also want to know sort of your perspective, and in terms. First, I think I want to hear your perspective in terms of your connection to Riga and to and from Riga, and what are the strategies and the plans and the initiatives that you have already implemented, things that you're designing and that you wanted to implement in the future, or just in general dreams and hopes of what could work best.
Okay, I have a question. Can I share one interactive map so it's easier for me to how to say to include it in this interview as a tool? So sure, I will share one interactive map. I will try to share it here. Okay, I will understand where it's located. Sorry for the wait. Okay, it's here. It's here. Nice, the second one. Okay, so this is an GIS map, which I use usually for others to to showcase Marupe's location in the map of Europe and, of course, in Latvia. So, yes, municipality of Marupe is located in northern Eastern Europe, in the center of, how to say, at the heart of Latvia. It is located right next to the capital, Riga. And it is bordered with other periphery municipalities which are in this Riga planning region. So of course we have similar mobility, let's say, questions, problems, and things that needs to be done in a better way. At the same time, if we are speaking about 10T, this let's say mobility network, Marupe now is not connected with any of those right now, but in the future, it is. We hope that there will be this Rail Baltica railway, which will be as a backbone to this 10T connections. So right now we don't have any big highways which are connected on this 10th mobility networks. Only Čakava and Riga and others have this Via Baltica highway, which is in this 10th connection. But in the future, we hope that Marupe will be one of those who will be, how to say, big participant in this network as a Rail Baltica, a grand airport station, and maybe other stations as well. But we don't know about it that well. So. I don't know what Čakava said, but maybe that's good. So we have somehow okay connections with the capital of Riga via public transport and private transport. But at the same time, we have a problem that's inside of us. Airport is actually located in our administrative border. So Riga Airport is actually located in municipality of Marupe. At the same time, it is very hard for the locals in Marupe, maybe in Marupe city or in these villages, Vētras, Jaunmārupe, Brīvkalni, Piņķi. It is hard for them to get to the airport because there is no public transport which connects straight to this airport hub. All the people need to take private transport, taxi or shared cars, or if they want to use it by public transport, they need to take train, which goes to the central hub of Riga, and then take a public transport which goes to the airport. So this is how to say. I wanted to show you in this map as well that at the same time that we are so close to all of the infrastructure. At the meantime, we are quite far from it. If it rings the bell. So.
It does. I actually commented on one of the other interviews that I'm from Portugal, and so I don't really know too much about how transport works. Everywhere else, and it's quite interesting for me to hear you speak about your troubles because it's basically the same thing that happens here. We do, for example, I live in the north part of Portugal, so very close to Porto. And the sort of Porto's airport is located in a sort of neighboring city as well. And I'm from another neighboring city of the airport location, okay? And so if I want to go to the airport, I can either drive there, that's fine. But then public transport, if I take, for example, the subway, I have to go almost into Porto City to then take another subway to get me to, in this case, Maia, where the airport is located. If I take a bus, that's going to be like 3 or 4 buses, and the distance is almost, I think it doesn't get to 10 kilometers. So if I drive there, I'm there in 15 minutes or less. But if I want to take public transport, I have to go all the way around it because everything is very sort of, everyone thinks about connecting to Porto because it's the big urban metropolitan center. But really there isn't much connection between the peri-urban cities that surround Porto and where honestly most people live, because there's not that many people living in sort of the main city. most of them live around it. So yeah, it's very interesting for me.
So we share a common problem.
Yeah.
We do share a common problem, and I think that this is something that you can take into account for your research as well. That this problem with the big, how to say, metropolitan city and the neighboring municipalities, these inner connections are quite fragile, as I can say. Yeah. So this is something that we also have as a problem. Secondly, I would like to mention about these daily mobility routes that, of course, Riga as a main workforce and big business area draws people from the neighboring municipalities, also from Marupe, that they go to the Riga for their work. So these congestion areas and other things that are aligned with it are quite heavy here. I can point out one good thing that in the past 10-15 years, Marupe as a municipality has become not only a place where people live, but also a good place for businesses. So this is somehow shifting. Actually, there are quite many people who are driving for work on the neighboring municipalities. So this is changing. This is something that I think is a good thing, because this is so in that way that the congestions are not that big. At the same time, they are still there, but it is changing in a way. So I think that I will switch this map off, because I think for the interview it's better that we can see better each other, right? So yeah, this map was only as a visualization of the problem, the first problem and the second one, and so yeah, and I think that mostly these in the future we hope that this Rail Baltica as a big project will somehow help us to reach the most important mobility hubs for Marupe city citizens as well. We hope. So this is something that we are aiming for. Yeah.
One of the things that was mentioned on previous interviews was that it's difficult sometimes for regions and for municipalities to design, plan, and implement systems that work, because the whole system is very centralized on the national government. Is that something that you think is relevant? Do you agree with this or don't?
Yes, actually, we do agree on this, that up until now, there has been like the main force in public transport has been Riga, of course, and they have some routes that are inside our municipality as well. But this collaboration with this, how to say, this stakeholder, not like stakeholder, but with this companies. The company which gives us this public transport, these collaborations are not that great actually, and we as a municipality would like to have a bigger view of how we can cooperate together with other neighboring municipalities as well. And this is something that you said already, that maybe Čekava has said it already, and Riga maybe, that we have this blind spot, that we are planning something inside of our municipality, then there is different municipality who have their needs, but we think that this should be merged together, and there should be one solution, in a way.
Yeah, but one thing that was also mentioned was, for example, the lack of a unified ticketing system, or sort of either in unified prices, and how that sort of complicates. Because one thing is, I'm going to pose this question like this. So do you think that, for example, if you had, sometimes people don't use public transport because they don't have it and don't have access to it, but sometimes it does exist. It's just too complicated for people to decide to use it, because again, it takes longer, or because it's more inefficient, or because it's harder to buy tickets or to plan your trip using public transport. And one thing that was talked about before was that each municipality has their own system and their own timelines and their own sort of pricing, and that makes it harder for people that need to travel between places to opt to use public transport when it does exist, and so they tend to just go by car or taxi or something like that. Do you agree with this? Is that something they have sort of as a priority to work on, or not?
Yes, we do agree on this sentence that you gave about these problems. Yes, we do agree, and actually, this is something that should be done better with these mobility points. That these work as a hub spaces for transports to be merged together. For example, railway station, and then the railway station is works as a hub for the public transports that are buses or other kind of mobility vehicles. This is something that could be done together with the municipalities, because these stations can, give this. It can give choices for people to change their thinking. And one more thing. I think that this is something that goes on with all of the metropolitan areas in Europe as well, that private transport is a luxury. So this is something that is inside of their minds also, that they want to be luxurious in a way, and that they can also, this private transport is something that they have wanted all of this time. And this is as a sign of wealth also. But this is also a thinking that comes from, I don't know, because we are post-Soviet nation, that in the 90s, having your own, something that is belonging to you is, very important. So nowadays, when we do understand that we need to switch this thinking on public transport, then we can meet these circumstances and some struggles and so on. Yeah. But we do agree what you said about these, that there should be one system that we can use this public transport as well.
And how do you think you can change people's minds? So what would it take to change that perception?
I think that information, giving the most accurate information about that public transport is not that bad. That not always, like, we do know that public transportation is always used by all of the different kind of people groups, those who are not maybe that wealthy, and they use it, and that's somehow a problem for others maybe. And this is something that maybe changes their mindset of using it. Also, maybe better planning in connections, because it is maybe the public transport is not that reliable in timing maybe. But that's a technical issue, of course, what you're doing. Yeah.
Also frequency, I guess, and level of service. Yeah, how old are the buses or trains, and also the ticketing system and some electronic solutions, apps, and so on. Yeah.
Would it be useful to sort of include people in this discussion? So do you do sort of like community-led events or workshops to gather people's needs and thoughts? Or is that too complicated and difficult for designing afterwards?
Well, we do think that we are not like big municipality, but at the same time, we have 40,000 people in our municipality, and somehow we do know the profile of the medium, average man inside of municipality, who is quite wealthy, who owns a house, 2 cars, and we do know this perception. So I think that we should talk with the younger generation. And maybe this is this breaking point where we can change the thinking, maybe. And those youngsters will be those who will be teaching parents about maybe what is better, right? Maybe in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think I'll move on to maybe my last question. Let's see.
Yes.
Another thing that's important in this project is the concept of micro-mobility and of sustainability within the region or within the municipality. So referring to, for example, that 15-minute city concept that you can sort of walk or bike around the main center of the city or the principal services in a 15-minute sort of time. Is that something that you're also planning for or investing for? Is that something that's quite developed? Because, for example, Kekava said that they do have invested on that, and that it is something that they're working on. It's not their main priority, but it is something that they are working on throughout the years. Is that something that's important for you as well?
Yes, I can agree on this. We do have, how to say, ways how we try to develop this other kind of micro mobility means. For example, bicycle lanes as one of the kind of mobility. Then there are big projects that we will be how to say, we will try to find money for that, and that is to develop these 2 railway stations that are located right on the, how to say, at the borders of Marupe Municipality, but at the same time they will help to create this backbone of mobility to get faster to Riga center, which is actually 15 minutes in a way. At the same time, we do know that Riga, as this centerpiece, in the last, I think, 10 years, are trying to is trying to become more open to the neighboring municipalities as well. So, for example, they are also like investing in developing these railway stations for better use, and these hub spaces for changing your mobility at the railway hubs. So yeah, I think that this is something that in the past 10 years has been done, and in the past years it has been done even more. But at the same time, there are still some struggles that we do see because of the financial aspects and so on. That it should. And yes, thank you. She just helped me. Yeah, that we don't. Marupe Municipality owns less municipal lands. So if maybe we as a municipality would like to invest in some kind of mobility points development, we don't have space for it because everything is private. For not like everything, but mostly. Okay, I think that I will need to show the map again, just to showcase the problem. So here's the map again. So as Marupe Municipality whole owns very less municipal-owned parcels. For example, here on the periphery side, yeah, we do have many meadows, we do have many other land plots, but the place which is very suburbanized, we don't have any municipal-owned lands where we can invest in some kind of for some kind of infrastructure. Thank you, Una. So this is a problem also because Riga does have more municipal-owned land, and their arms are not tied in that sense, right? Yeah. Yes. We are at this phase as a municipality which is somehow experiencing population growth. We are at this point where we, as a budget, is mostly lent to create new schools and schooling systems, but those areas which actually need the money is needed the most, for example, this mobility infrastructure, we are somehow trying to grasp the finances as we can. So yes, so one railway station is right here at the border of Marupe Municipality and Riga. And the other railway station is on the other side, right here, Babīt railway station. And these are like the main railway, I'd say, routes from eastern side and from the southern side. And these can be used for mobility as well. So yeah, we hope that it will be like that. We hope.
Good. Okay, so I don't want to take any more of your time. This was very information packed. This was very good. Thank you.